Today, we're looking at an age-old challenge complicated by modern situations: how to have difficult work conversations in a hybrid workspace. There's a right way and a wrong way, and we're here to help. Hi there, I'm Kristen with Unexpected Virtual Tours and Training, where we host radically creative virtual events and DEI training for remote and hybrid teams. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for the best virtual team building ideas. Today, we've got an important topic to cover: how to have difficult conversations in a hybrid workplace. These days, we might be working in the office, from home, or a combination of both. It's a new dynamic and it comes with new challenges, especially when we need to have conversations about sensitive topics such as health and personal issues, conflict resolution, salary and benefit negotiations, or issues involving access, support, or inclusion. Fortunately, we have resources we can call upon to help us, and that's our first tip: get in the right mindset. You've taken the first step by coming here, but finding writers, researchers, and presenters that help you articulate what's challenging about these issues can be a big help. For a place to start, you can check out our links in the description below. But my recommendation, that's going to be the Book of Crucial Conversations, which gives tools that can help us navigate situations where emotions may run strong, opinions differ, and stakes are high. Our second tip: do your homework. Regardless of your role, start by educating yourself about the concerns and issues of the person or the group that you're engaging with, and make an active effort to understand their perspective and experiences. Now, I don't mean to suggest you should gather intel on your colleagues. Rather, coming to the table with a sense of the history of issues at hand lets your colleagues know that you take their concerns seriously. Another good idea? Remember that timing and location matter. To ensure a productive conversation, try to make sure the meeting takes place in a safe and neutral space. Be mindful of the environment, whether it's a physical office or a virtual meeting, and select a time and location that is convenient and comfortable for all. Are there specific moments when your colleagues are most receptive to discussion? When would feedback be most relevant? Avoid a time that you're most likely to be hangry, and little things like that can make a big difference. So please look at the big picture, ask for input, and be flexible and respectful of others' schedules. Now, our last tip is crucial: make an effort to really listen. Consider opening the conversation by asking your colleague to explain their understanding of the conflict or issue. That difference in understanding is so often where conflicts arise in the first place. And in hybrid workplaces, where we spend less time in person with our colleagues, it's easier than ever to make assumptions about others. Make sure that when we listen, we do it to gain insight and to learn. Try not to interrupt, judge, or correct the other person mid-sentence. All right, we are only scratching the surface today, and there are so many more ways that we can make these difficult conversations a little easier. From finding shared objectives, taking time to learn your colleagues' perspectives, or asking what a resolution would mean for them, many roads can lead to a great outcome. Just remember that ultimately, these conversations should always lead to action steps. Does just being heard solve the problem? And if not, what sort of support would that person or group like to have? There's a lot of power in simply asking, what can we do to address this issue together? And even more in actually following through and making a long-term effort. Facing difficult issues with our colleagues can actually bring us closer together if it's done right. The key is preparation, empathy, and a genuine commitment to listening. I hope we all feel a bit more empowered to initiate those conversations that drive positive change. If you have any questions or want to learn more, you can keep the conversation going in the comments section, and don't miss those helpful links in the description too. Thanks for tuning in.